Well, first of all, thank you very much for the kind words. Certainly appreciated. Um, so, after your wonderful singing performance of playing number three from last week at 60, yeah, I think you may have forgotten to play it at 120. If you did do it, it was not part of the video that you sent. So, if you could, send that over or record it. Make sure that everything's going okay with that. For number two from last time, strumming's going well. Like the pacing's pretty good. What I was hearing seemed like some of the strums prior to a chord change weren't always there. So that's what the focus of number one is right now. Lots and lots of chord changes happening. So every upstroke, you're going to be changing chords. When you go to a new bar, you'll also change chords. But every time you're doing an upstroke, there will be a chord change. And then when you go to the downstroke, you'll be going back to the same chord that you started on. So, yeah, I just want to make sure that every chord change is heard well. And yeah, here we go. 60 beats per minute. Your favorite speed. 1, 2, keep counting. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 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 Done. Oh yes, and I definitely appreciate the Maiden shirt. And here I am wearing a different band. Some bitch. Alright, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. multiple things. Change a little bit here. So what you see on screen will look slightly different than the PDF you have. That's just because I wanted to make sure I could get everything on screen for this. It will look better in a second. Alright. Yeah, what you presented in the videos was fine. And it's good that the chords are getting easier. So I want to give you something that, what I'm hoping it's going to be another stepping stone to being able to change chords more freely. And there's very small changes to go from one chord to the next in terms of one line at a time. Change my setting here. Okay. Basically, every single bar, or every line, you have your basic chord to start with. It's like the first line, you got your A minor. Second line starts with your C chord. The third line starts with an F major 7. And then the last line starts with a D minor chord. So what continues to change is the highest note in the chord. So index finger is holding that, and then you take the index finger off, then you put your pinky down, and then you put your index finger back to the original chord. Same thing's going to happen here. Index finger is down, then you take your index finger off, you put your pinky down, and then you put your index finger back to the original chord. Same thing here. Okay, I did say that the top note is always changing. It's not the case with the F major 7. It is for the others. So here you take your index fingers down, then you take the index finger off, pinky down, and then back index finger back down to the original chord. And then D minor, back to the top note being changed. Index finger is down, index finger comes off. Pinky finger goes down, back to the index finger for the original chord, and then we'll finish this with A minor. So goal is to be able to eventually piece it all together. Trouble spots might be just going from A minor to C. However, you worked on that this past week, so hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. Going from C to F major 7, you do have your index finger as an anchor point. So going from the C to the F major 7, you're basically just taking these two fingers, moving them up a string while your index finger stays put. So here to here. Index finger does not move. You're just taking the third and second finger off, moving them to the higher pitch strings, and that's the change. For going from the F major 7 to the D minor, your middle finger is an anchor point. So you got your F major 7, middle finger stays down, and there we go. So if you want, you can also make extra exercises out of that, and you can focus going from A minor to C. Again, only if you need to. You did work on it all week, so you might not need to. You might want to focus on just going from C to F major 7, and then F major 7 to D minor, and possibly the D minor to the A minor for the whole resolve here. So, work on a line at a time, get comfortable with the changes, and then you can work on the line-to-line type change, and then end up putting the whole thing together. So eventually, yes, if you feel comfortable enough, definitely try with the metronome this week. So I'll demo this at 60 so you can follow along when you're ready. Alright, so the whole thing now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. Let's see, was there anything else? I can't think of anything. Yeah, so when you can, if you could send over the performance of, I believe it was number 3 from last time at the 120, that would be good. And then I can send, at least one more thing. But yeah, just get that to me when you can, and if any questions come up, let me know, and I will see you again in a week.